Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Ololade Oyebade. I have my first degree in banking and finance in Nigeria, and I'm a chartered accountant from ICANN in Nigeria, and I recently got my MBA in finance. You are all welcome. So this morning, I will be talking about financial management. So let me quickly give two verses in the Bible, because it's so broad, so I'll just give two verses in the Bible that actually talk about it. Proverbs 13:16 says, "A wise man thinks ahead, a fool doesn't even brags about it." Then Proverbs 21:20 says, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice of food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has." So I'll be talking about financial management this morning, and financial management is so important in our everyday life. That's why you see companies, they hire finance directors, finance managers, supervisors to manage their finances, and they pay exorbitant salary to them, because if they don't manage it well, the company will surely go down. Same thing applies to us as individuals. We are finance directors. We are finance managers. You're supposed to manage your finance properly, because if you don't do that, you are going to carry huge debt. So because it's so broad, so I'm going to narrow it down to personal finance. So you keep on hearing me that I'll be using the word personal finance. So what is personal finance, if you have to say that? I would say it's a process or the act of managing your financial resources, your income. And another way I would put it is the planning of your financial activities. Financial activities are so broad. You can't even discuss it in 6 months. But how are you going to do that? Is by saving money. It is very important to have the ability to save money and to reduce your expenses or costs. Importance of personal finance. Personal finance, I told you, is very, very important in our life. How? It helps us in fulfillment of our financial goals and objectives, because it will enable you to fulfill your short-term goals, your long-term goals within your financial constraints without carrying huge debt. It is very, very important. It is the ease of approaching your financial needs. How do I have to, if you have a need, how am I going to approach it? You want to buy a car? Should I use car loan? Should I use personal loan? Should I take home equity line of credit? You need to have the ability to be able to decide the cheapest way to take your financial needs. It helps you to differentiate between good and bad financial decisions. Let's say you have a settlement from insurance company, let's say 50,000 or 40,000. This, if you have the personal finance or you have ability to plan properly, you'll be able to decide, should I put it in savings or should I put it in investments? Some people, they will go and, they'll go and blow it, maybe buy a brand new car or use it to shop. No, that is bad financial decision. But if you have this financial ability to manage your finances, you will know the right thing to do. And last thing I would say is you have to be financially disciplined. It is very, very important to be financially disciplined. I always say, never spend what you don't have. When I started my banking, 23 years ago, the first bank manager I worked with, he called me to his office. He said, "Lola," because most bankers, after 1 month or 2 months, when they ask them to go, they will start begging for money. He said, "Lola, don't ever spend what you don't have." And that thing is in my brain up to now. I don't spend what I don't have, no matter what. If that thing is not life-threatening or is what will generate income to me, I'm not going to spend it until I have it. And also, it will help you, if you are financially disciplined, it will help you to avoid enormous debt accumulation. So I'm going on. Then the next one is the benefits. Personal finance planning benefits. It has benefits to our health. If you plan your finances properly, it has benefit. Number one, reduction of anxiety and stress. That one has been, we just finished stress management, so I don't want to go into that again. You will be able to avoid health issues, cancers, diabetes, hypertension, all those things, because you are thinking all the time. Then you have better night's sleep. You'll be able to sleep very well without thinking. Let's say if you have bills to pay or you have deadline to pay certain debt or the bill, you'll be thinking. But if you plan your finances properly, you will be good. Then also, improvements in our relationships and marriages. We all know that most of the divorces that happens, at least not most, but maybe few of them, is as a result of finance between the couples. But if they plan it properly, it will improve the relationships, the marriages. It's improve everything. Then it boosts your confidence and self-esteem. If you plan it properly, you plan your financial, you have good financial planning, you'll be able to have confidence, you'll be able to have self-esteem, that no, I don't have any problem, because everything has been sorted out and has been properly planned. So we have types of personal finance. I told you it's so broad. This topic alone, in MBA, you keep on doing it. When you do another course, you see it will still come up. So it's not what you can discuss in 6 months. But I'm trying to just to compress it. Type of personal finance, we have income generation, we have banking, how do you do your banking activities, insurance, loans and mortgages, the budgeting is very key in your personal finance, investment, retirement planning, how are you planning your retirement? Do you want to stop working, or some people be working till age 70, age 75? No, plan your retirement, plan yourself, even by 60, 65, if you don't work, you'll be okay. Then you tax, trust, estate planning, all these things, they are type of financial management. It is so broad, as I've said. So what are the core areas of personal finance? There are 5. We have income, expenses, savings, investments, and protection. Under protection, we have insurance and retirement. For the income, what is your income? Income is your cash inflow. It's your take-home pay at the end of the maybe 2 weeks or at the end of the month. And it's from this income that you are going to allocate to other 4 areas. To expenses, to savings, to retirement, to investment. It is from this income. So that's why you have to know your income properly and manage it very well. What are your income? Maybe commission, your wages, your salaries, your dividends. If you have stocks or you have investments, you have dividends as well. So those are your income. Let's go to expenses. Oh my goodness. Expenses is the critical aspect of personal finance. It's the big demons. If it's not properly managed, you just find yourself in huge debt, in enormous debt. So it is the cash flow, and it takes the bulk of our income. It is the cash flow on the personal finance. And so for you to be able to be on a good day, your expenses has to be less than your income. No matter what, your expenses has to be less than income. And for you to also avoid falling into debt. So what are the expenses that we have? You have the rent, your mortgages, the groceries, the food. Those are the, and so on, so many of them. Then I will go to savings. For savings, you have to pay yourself first. No matter what, pay yourself first. Your income has to be more than your expenses for you to have savings. And when I'm talking about savings, you should at all time aim to have savings in order to cover large expenses or emergencies. And this is what I do for myself, and from what I've studied so far, they advise people to have 3 months to 12 months of your living monthly expenses in savings. Let's say you are earning $1,000 a month. Make sure that in your savings, let's say maybe say $1,000 a month. Make sure you have $12,000 in your savings. Why? If there is illness, something happened, or accident happened, or there is job loss, you will be able to cater for yourself for 12 months without begging people for money, without going around and be asking for money. So that's why it's very, very important. And I will always say that don't just leave money in savings accounts. I will explain that to you later when I get to investment. Then investments is purchasing of assets to earn higher returns. What are type of assets I'm talking about? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, real estate, commodities, structured deals. These are investments. These are the assets that you can buy. If you properly manage your investment, it can lead to wealth. Example is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, is multi-millionaire or billionaire in dollars. How did he get the money? Through investment. through investment. So you can be a millionaire in investment, but it has to be properly done by a professional. And also, investment is riskier than savings account. Another thing about investment that is very difficult and tricky. Is very, very difficult and tricky. The last one of the area of the personal finance is the protection. Under protection, I'll be talking about insurance and the retirement. When we are talking about protection, it's a means to preserve your wealth and to protect yourself against unexpected events or emergencies. You know, things happen that you don't know, as I mentioned, maybe loss of job or illness, accident. Part of protection is buying life insurance, health insurance, do your retirement planning properly, estate planning, trust, and also contribute to your 401k. Some people, you are just losing money here. Maybe your employers is saying, okay, I will max out 30% in your retirement. If you match whatever you pay, I will match it. But some of us here will be contributing 10%. You are losing money. You are losing 20% for Christ's sake. Match your employer, because your employer is giving you free money, 30% free money of your income. Why don't you match it? Whatever you have, let me tell you something. If you leave your $1,000 without saving, you will finish it. If you save and you have $500, you will still be okay and you will manage. But because you have excess, you think that you have excess, but not knowing that you are accumulating debt and you are not saving. And it's not good for us. I would say it's not good for us. I will give the snapshot of expenses because it's the bulk and it's very critical in personal finance. So that's why I give snapshots on it. So this is to how some of the ways you can reduce your expenses. Like if you have a credit card, you have to reduce your credit card balances. As of today, credit card is the most expensive loan that you can take. You know, when you get to this country, they will be throwing credit card at you, different people, different banks, different finance company, and people will be taking it like this, using their time to be taking it. You are taking debt. Some people have 40,000 in credit card debt. For goodness sake, how are you going to pay that? With 23% interest rate. And with the way the country is going, we don't know, the inflation is still there, and the government, they don't even know what to do. They will keep on increasing interest rate. They still increased interest rate last month. So increasing of interest rate is not going to stop. Maybe credit card is going to get to 30%. So you have to avoid high balances, reduce your credit card balances. All the high interest rates loans, reduce it. Learn to use your credit card without paying interest. Since I've got into this country, I've had credit card for like 7 or 8 years. I've never paid interest for one day. I have never paid interest for one day like this. No, they can't catch me paying interest. How can you do that? When you if you get to your credit card statement, you see current balance and statement balance. If your current balance is, let's say, is 5,000, but your statement balance is, let's say, is 300 or 500. If you pay that 500, you are not going to pay interest in this country. You are not going to pay interest. That's what I've been doing. But if you have high balance in your credit card, it will be difficult to do, because it means you have to first clear that statement balance. It means your statement balance will be high. But if you get home, you have credit card and your credit card balance is low, take your statement, look at your statement balance, pay your statement balance, you will never pay interest in this country again. And also what I want to say about credit score is that credit score is very important, because this country is credit. I mean, it's credit based. So you have to know how to manage your credit score. It is very, very important to manage your credit score, to monitor it properly. For the homeowners, if you're a homeowner yet you have home, and then you have, how can you cut costs here? How can you reduce your expenses? Maybe your rate is 7% on your mortgage. Periodically, I expect every homeowners every year to be calling different banks. You can call 5 banks, call 50 banks, call all banks in this country. What is your interest rate? What is your interest rate? Let's say you have 7% and the interest rate is 4%. You get one bank, oh, okay, we can do 4%. You refinance your mortgage. You've taken 3% away. So don't be a homeowner and you see, okay, my interest rate is 3%. Like 2 years ago during COVID, that interest is like 0%. We did interest rate for mortgage for like 2%, 2.3%. And I'll see some people still pay 5%. No, be calling. You're a homeowner in this country, be calling every month. Every year. Refinance your mortgage. Another way you can reduce your expense again, if you, let's say you have home equity line of credit on your mortgage, and presently home equity line of credit is 10%, and mortgage is doing 6 to 7%, what you can do is to refinance your HELOC to your mortgage. You can only do this if you have fully paid your first mortgage. So you can get 3 or 4% off your expenses. And also for HELOC, if you're a homeowner and you have high balance on your credit card, maybe like $40,000 on your credit card, $30,000 on your credit card, take home equity line of credit. Home equity line of credit now is 10%. Credit card rate is 23% or 25%. You have taken 15% away from your expenses. So you see on the, if you account, let me put it on the screen, the snapshot of expenses. You see that I say cut your expenses. That first part, the one that is cutting expenses, you have to cut your expenses. The other one that is grazing the expenses, don't ever allow your expenses to grow. No matter what, your plan every day. Some people, before they get their salary, they already spent it mentally. Never do that. I don't ever spend my salary. The only thing I spend on my brain with my salary is my tithe. That's the only thing I remove. Every other thing, until I collect it, that's where I'm not sit down and plan. I will not say, oh, I will buy a Ashwebi. I'm not saying it's not good to buy a Ashwebi, buy a Ashwebi. But don't buy a Ashwebi, okay, when I get my pay, don't do that. Ashwebi for what? Yes, it's good to do Ashwebi. I'm not condemning Ashwebi. But what you don't need, don't just spend unnecessarily and be carrying debt. That is not worth it. That will be stressing you. We just say what's going on about stress management. So snapshots on investments. Allow your money to work for you. Some people, if you put your money in investment, you'll be sleeping and your money will be working for you. Yes, investment gives higher returns than the savings, but it has higher risk as well. So for investment, we have the risk averse. Risk averse is people that don't like risk. I don't like taking risk. No, I don't like risk. You can put your money in savings account, but I will never advise anyone to put money in savings account. You can put in savings account for a while to save up, but the moment it's get to 10, 20,000, 30,000, you move it to investment. You can put it on CD. Presently, we have high rates of CD in the country. Some people are doing 4, like my bank, we are doing 5.25% APY for 6 months. If you have money in savings account, you are getting 0.01. Why don't you move it to CD? And also, anywhere, look for the bank, shop around. Move your money to CD and get higher return on it. Then you can do treasury bills. But if you know you are risk takers, I can take some element of risk, go for stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, buy land. If you buy land, before you know it, it appreciates. There is no way land can depreciate. It is not possible. If you buy land maybe 2 years ago, maybe you bought it maybe like $100,000 or something, you do know how much it will be today. Then annuities as well. So, but for investment, you need professional like investment bankers, as I've mentioned earlier. So let me just give example of this. If you have 100,000 and you put it in savings or CD, you may get 5K. Not in savings, sorry. In CD or treasury bills, you may get 5,000 in a year. But if you put it in investments, I'll tell you, if it's properly managed by a professional, you can get $25,000. If it's properly managed, I'm telling you the fact. This is the truth. If you want to buy a brand new car, put your money in investment. If I want to buy a brand new car now, I'm not going to use cash or use loan to buy a brand new car. No. If I want to buy a brand new car, I'll get money, put it in investment, get returns on my investment, use my return investment to buy the car. So you don't use the money to buy any car. It's free money. That's how you free yourself from debt. And those pictures, so can you let me put the snapshot there? So you see that cup is like a drop of water. If you drop it, you can see that it's growing. That's how investment works. And you have to keep on watering it. You have to keep on putting water. You have to keep on putting money. Then the other aspect of it is the higher the return, the higher the risk. You see that the small money there is there's a lower risk, lower returns, and when it goes, it's higher risk, higher returns. So I just want to quickly explain that. Sorry, I'm rushing because I want to finish it. The last part of it is the strategies. What are the strategies to plan your finances? Number one, know your income. I've mentioned that, so it's just like summary. Know your income. What is your take-home pay? What is the cash inflow? Are you getting money from multiple sources? You can't just, if you have extra time, you can't just sit down and look for ways to make money. If you can do YouTube channel, if you can do Instagram, so many ways on internet that you can. Don't just sit on the internet and be scrolling. People are making millions. Those Nigerian youth that they don't have job, they are making millions from Instagram just for advertisement and so many. So look for other things. Even if you are not savvy in internet, look for other ways to make money. Then also prepare a monthly budget. You have to devise a budget for yourself. It is very, very important. Budget is your monthly income less your monthly expense, and it's going to give you net income. Because budget is very essential to our day-to-day life. It helps you to live within your means. I will say this, I do 50, 30, 30, 20. What is 50? 50 is the essential expenses like your rent, mortgages, groceries, food, utilities, and 30% is discretionary expenses like shopping, like dining, or vacation. Discretionary, I call it discretionary because at times you may not even finish that 30% and you will bring it into your savings. Because if I don't shop, you don't have to do all sales, you don't have to buy all sales, unless if they are doing sales and you are going to buy those products and sell. But don't just say, okay, they are doing 50% off, you go there. If you don't need it, don't buy it. You don't have to do all sales. And then if they bring sales, I will just trash. Maybe I may be tempted, I will take it, I will trash it. Also, 20% is to pay yourself. Pay down, you can use it for savings to your retirement, to pay down debt, for emergencies, just to save 20% of it. So, say pay yourself first. I mentioned that before, 3 to 12 months of your living expenses. Make sure you have it somewhere. So if something happens, you will not be begging for money. Set aside money for your unexpected expenses. Limit and reduce your debt. It is very, very important. Limit and reduce your debt. You have to prioritize how to pay down your credit card. If you have so much credit cards today, please know how you are going to pay down on those credit cards. Pay them down. The rate is crazy and it's still going up. Maybe it's going to get to 30%. You can never finish paying credit card if you are not intentional about it. Yes, I'm not saying you cannot take debt, but take debt. I can take debt to buy, if I want to buy mortgage now, yes. If I want to buy home, yes, I will take mortgage. If I want to buy stocks, I want to buy investment, I will take mortgage. I will take loan. You can take loan, but you take the loan that will bring income to you, that will generate income to you. Not loan to that you'll be paying debt. Some people go and just want to buy brand new car. Do you know that brand new car, if you sell it, if you drive it out of the car lot, let's say you buy it $50,000. By the time you take it back to the car lot, within 2 minutes, you can't. They won't take it for $50,000. They may say, we'll buy it for $45,000. You will have lost $5,000 there and there. You will have lost that $5,000. They can't buy it from you within 2 minutes. That you drive it out of the car lot $50,000, they won't buy it back same amount. So another one is monitor, build, and concentrate on your credit score. As I mentioned, that this country is credit based, so it is important for you to get good credit score. We have good credit score, no credit score, and bad credit score. Good credit score is perfect. No credit score, is okay, but bad credit score. No, there's nobody will give you loan in this country. Bad credit score can lead us maybe late payment fee, no payments, or maybe you max out your limits. All these things relate to bad credit score. And if you have a bad credit score, you have to find a way of building it. I don't have time. I will have talked about it, but I don't have time again. But find a way to build your credit in this country if you know you still want to live very long in this country, Then invest instead of savings. I've talked about that. That's why I have investment snapshots. So invest instead of savings. Also plan for your future. Plan your future. It is very, very important. Buy life insurance, buy health insurance. Concentrate on your retirement. Match your employers. Match your employer contribution. It is very, very important. This will ensure our financial securities. Thank you. Is there any question? If there's any question.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. The question I have, when you started, you said that you can take a line of equity from your home to at least pay down on credit card debts. And then later on, a few minutes ago, you also said that when you borrow, you can use it to invest, pay for mortgage. Don't borrow to pay debt again. So how do we marry the two? Because if you take a line of credit from your home to pay down on credit card debt, it is paying debt. Then subsequently you say,
okay, let me answer that first one. So, okay, what I said about that is home equity line of credit is 10%. As of today, it's 10%. But credit card is 23%. So if you take home equity from your home at 10%, maybe the bank give you 100,000, and you pay 40,000 off credit card of 23%, you have gained 13% or 15%. You want to reduce your cost, you want to make money. So what's the second question? Sorry, I didn't get the second question.
I was just trying to marry the two together because the
second
second question part, you said that you do not borrow to pay debt. So I kind of like got confused with the statement you just clarified now, that if you are borrowing a line of equity to pay off credit card, and then later on you said,
no, I said don't borrow to buy something. I didn't say not to pay debt. No, I said don't borrow to buy, let's say borrow to go and buy a brand new car or something like that. I just give an example of that. That's what I did. Yeah, there's a question there.
Thank you. That's wonderful. My question is this: when your employee is giving you 401k and they're matching you like 1%, 2%, is too low, is it advisable that you opt your own contribution, or you just stay with that?
Okay, what's your own company contribution?
And our 401k is 2.5%.
Okay.
And in 2.5%, my question is, do you stay with, like you match it? You wanted to match it, which is a good advice. I've been seeing it, hearing it. But however, do you go up? Do you opt it like you say, okay, I'm going to.
Are you talking 10%. Of the employer now or employee?
Yeah, the employer.
No,
you yourself, that they are giving you 2.5% for 401k. Do you stay with that 2.5, or you say, okay, for me to match it, I'll match it and go over? That is what I'm saying. You yourself contributing like 5% out of your own pay.
Okay, let me get this question.
Is it advisable?
Let me get this question. Employer is giving 2.5%, correct?
Yes.
The employee, they are contributing 1%, correct?
No. Is it advisable when you match? Because you talk about matching your employee for 401k, whatever they're giving you, if they're giving you 2.5,
match it,
and then match it 2.5. Then my question is it advisable for you yourself? You say, okay, I'm gonna put 3%, 4%, 5%.
Okay, employee. Yeah, if you want to put whatever you want to match, is okay. Your employer just give you what, because based on the expenses of the company, so they just limit it to certain percentage. So if you want to give 5, you can increase. Nobody will stop you. No, nobody will stop you.
My understanding. Okay, sorry. My understanding is, let's say your company gives you 5%. You should match it to 5%, but not beyond that 5%. Is that true?
What I would say, but if you want to opt it, to me, if you want to maximize your money, is my income. It's because your company, they are going to give it to investment company. So it's as if that you are investing, because they will use whatever they collect, they give it to investment company to manage. So they put all the. So if you say, okay, I want to do 6%, if you do that, you are reducing what you have, because with that, it will you even pay less tax. You know that? You pay less tax. It will reduce your tax liabilities. If you increase, like mine, I try to match my employer. So it reduces my tax, what I'll pay as tax. Yeah.
I just want to add to what Pastor asked. Can you add more? When I was working, our employer was giving like 3 or 4%. A co-worker told me, Mercy, you can put up to that. He's putting 16%. If I can do up to 10%. And they didn't question it. Why should you? Because it's your money. It's a way to save instead of leaving it in the savings. because the percentage of where they're investing it is higher than the bank.
Yeah.
So as far as it's not an offense to your employer, even if you can do 10, 15, 20%.
Yeah. Let me add
It's their
to
money.
Okay. Yeah. Let me add to this. Before they do that, the investment company will speak to you. If let's say you match, let's say your company is 5% and you match the 5%, and you want to do 16 or 20%, the investment company will call you because they have to know your capability, they have to know your income, they have to know you have to be okay before you invest. So they will call you to ask those questions before they agree to do the 16. But if they ask you question and they see that you are not going to feed well, you are not going to be okay, they will not do it. They will do what they feel that you can accommodate.
Happy Women's Seminar Day.
Okay.
So my question is, because back home in Kenya, we didn't have credit. You have to pay everything cash. So, you want something is cash. Here, credit is kind of traps you because your credit is hard to maintain with the credit cards. So with inflation, what is the trick that you use for yourself? Because I, unfortunately, do spend more than I make, but I feel like back home it's like different. But I don't know. Do you have a trick maybe I could ask you that you want to share? Or later maybe you can share with me.
Okay, thank you for that. So let me just share some of my tricks if they come to my brain. Number one, I said it, mentally, a lot of people spend their money. I don't spend my money. I don't think of where I want to spend anything apart from my tithes. Until my money comes to my accounts, I don't mentally say, okay, I will buy this, I will buy that. No, don't do that. Don't mentally spend your money. Don't ever mentally spend your money. That's number one. Number two, make budget of what you want to spend. You don't have to buy designer. You see, for me, I prefer to carry a $50 bag or $100 bag and have $2,000 cash. Some people, they will buy designer of $1,200, $800, but they will have $50 or $100 cash in it. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't make any financial sense at all. You don't have to buy expensive things before you look good. You don't have to buy brands. Some people love brands. If you are working well, you have your money. Yes, spend it. I'm not stopping people from not buying brands. But don't borrow money to buy. Don't use credit card to be buying brands. Don't use money to be buying Michael Kors to be buying. No, don't do that. We have so many brands we have so many good qualities that they are even better than the brand, but they are selling their names. So another thing, as I mentioned about credit card, I make sure I pay my statement balance. So if you are paying your statement balance, you will never pay interest.
Hi.
Hi, hello.
Actually, I just wanted to add something to the 401k conversation. I'm also in the financial sector. So in regards to 401k, you should actually talk to your HR department. They will give you what your limit is, because it's a maximum. Everybody can pay to 401k every year. And based on your age, you might actually be able to put more if you want to. It's called catch up. So you can actually have a combination of 401k, IRA, both Roth or traditional. But talk to your HR department and they'll give it to anybody that asks. Usually it's part of your information on your HR website, but they'll tell you what your contribution is. For example, like me, I can contribute up to $22,000 a year if I want to my 401k. So it's based on what the IRS set for that limit, and they'll let you know. So if you want to do more power to you. And it's, like she said, it reduces your tax liability. So, yes.
Thank you.